So this week I had my gestational diabetes test to see whether or not I had gestational diabetes. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new then welcome to my channel. Today I'm filming for you my 24-week pregnancy update. I kind of can't believe that I'm already filming my 24-week pregnancy update. It doesn't feel like that long ago that I was filming my 6-week pregnancy update and my 8-week one and putting together my like pregnancy announcement and whatnot. But here we are, 24 weeks. I'm actually 24 weeks and 4 days today because I'm filming this a few days later than what I would, but that's because Joshua's done with preschool until after Easter, so I just didn't really get a chance to get around to filming the video on Monday, which is the usual day that I would film it, because I always change over to a new week on a Monday, but I never got around to doing it on Monday. I don't know why. So I'm doing it today. Today's Friday. I'm just going to go through baby stats. I will then talk about my symptoms. I'll talk about anything that I feel like that's new that's happened this week. So like, for example, my gestational diabetes test and things like that. And then I'll do like my bump shot and I'll let you go. I'm gonna try and get through this as quickly as I can, just because I always end up rambling on for too long and then I end up giving myself a lot more work than what I need to when it comes to editing videos. So we'll start off with baby. Week 24. Baby is 34.6 centimetres in length and 1.46 pounds in weight. So the baby has gained a few inches since last time. As at week 22 she was 28.9 inches long, but weight wise she's gained I think about 3 to 4 ounces roughly. So she's not gaining like a massive amount of weight at the moment, but I think babies tend to gain like most of their weight once you're in the third trimester anyway, as even though the baby's pretty much fully developed at this point, there's still like things that need to like develop properly, like lungs and other stuff. So I think once they kind of get all that out of the way, then in the third trimester is when they gain like most of the weight. So your baby, it says, your baby's primitive memory is beginning to develop, implying that music and voices will be leaving an impression in your little one's brain. Her spine has 1,000 ligaments, 150 joints and 33 vertebrae. Blood vessels are busy developing inside the lungs and nostrils are beginning to open. Now that your baby has fully developed hands, loud noises may even prompt Junior to cover the tiny ears to shield them from sound. Her skin has now changed from translucent to a more opaque in appearance. Cerebral cortex, I don't know if I'm saying that right, the part of your baby's brain that is responsible for emotions, reasoning, planning and ability to solve problems, is the most prominent part of the brain at this point. I feel like that not a lot, I don't know, not a lot's happening, because you know a lot happens in 9 months of pregnancy, but I just feel like nothing major, apart from the fact that now baby has fully formed hands. Well, by the way, when I was saying like she and stuff in that, that's not because I'm telling you what the gender is, it's because that's just what the app says. It says her, she, it will sometimes say he, so it just depends on it. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, like on the baby front. This week they are comparing baby to a papaya for baby size. That's pretty much it in terms of baby's development and growth. So I'm going to talk to you about what symptoms I have had. I don't feel like I've had many symptoms. So I'm still having issues like with my nose, and I just generally think it's because like the blood vessels in my nose are swollen, and that can put like pressure and block airways and stuff. So I generally just think it's that. I don't think it's because I'm ill or I've got a cold, because I don't feel ill other than the fact that I've just got like a really stuffy nose. So that is still causing me issues, which is causing me problems with my sleep at night still. I mean, most nights now, because I did have that period like that, I think it was like over a week, where most nights I was just waking up in the middle of the night, usually near 6 AM with a dry mouth. I'd have the odd exception where I'd wake up at like 3 in the morning and then wouldn't be able to get back to sleep. But I don't, the last few days, the last few nights, I don't feel like, I don't remember waking up in the night, so I have been waking up in the morning with a dry mouth, but I'd rather that than wake up like during the night, because at least I know I'm getting a full however many hours sleep and not broken sleep. So I'm still kind of dealing with that, and I am still waking up with like dry mouth, but it feels like it's better than what it was. I'm still getting blood like from my nose when I blow my nose every now and then, so that's not a problem. That has sorted itself out, but it's not something that I'm concerned about, because I know that can be quite normal in pregnancy. I also feel still feeling quite breathless, as you can probably tell. I'm pretty sure, again, I touched on this in my last update, so I'm still dealing with that. It's mainly like, I mainly notice it when I'm walking upstairs or walking uphill, or I'm doing a lot of walking, so I'm walking like a long distance. But I do notice it sometimes now as well when I'm talking. I will just kind of feel like quite breathless, and I feel like I have to kind of keep taking in breaths more often than what I would when I wasn't pregnant. So last week, so when I was 23 weeks, I noticed like one day that my left leg felt a bit tender, just above like money on the side of my leg. It felt a bit tender, but I didn't think anything of it. I woke up the next day and I could barely walk on that leg, so that was fun for the day, like limping around. And it just kind of, I don't know, I was like, it was really painful. I found it hard to get comfortable. It was as if I couldn't straighten out my leg. I had to keep it bent, because if I straightened out my leg it just really hurt, and it just made me feel like every time I tried to walk my leg was going to give way on me and like I was going to collapse. So that was fun. I'm obviously saying that sarcastically, but then the next day when I woke up the next day, my leg felt a lot better than what it, well, pain pretty much gone. So I don't really know what that was about. I think that was just like my body being weird, and it might be for the fact that I'm heavier than what I was obviously pre-pregnancy, so it might just be like the extra body weight that my body's having to carry and deal with. It could be to do that, it could be anything. I mean, don't do what I did if you have anything like that and go and Google and scare yourself, because I then had it in my head that I had a blood clot, which I obviously don't, because I'm fine and the pain's gone away since then, and I'm pretty sure if you had a blood clot you'd have more symptoms than just that. So I just got it into my head that I was having a blood clot, because, you know, that seemed to be like one of the things that come up on every page that I scroll past. So yeah, don't do, if you ever have any problems in your pregnancy and you want to know what it is, don't ask Google, because it will literally come up with like the worst possible answer that you could get, and you'll probably end up thinking that you're either seriously ill or you're dying basically. So don't do that like I did. Oh yeah, I've also noticed that if I sit down on the same chair for too long or in the same position for too long, if I then stand up, sometimes I will get pains down below in like my vagina basically, and it will hurt. So I noticed for a couple of weeks that I've been getting pains like around where the pubic bone area is, but then I've been noticing, like, it's not all the time, but every now and then, especially if I've been sat down for like quite some time in the same position and I haven't moved, if I stand up I'll get like a sharp pain down below. Like, it's not really bad, it's just uncomfortable, and it kind of makes me go a bit like, oh. But I mean, again, I'm not worried about any like my symptoms. They're kind of like normal pregnancy symptoms, and they're just a bit like uncomfortable. But yeah, I noticed that, and I can't remember if I ever had that or not with Joshua. I mean, I think I used to get it towards the end of pregnancy, especially after his head was engaged and he was ready to go. Like, once his head was engaged, I would feel like pressure down there, and I do sometimes feel like a little bit of pressure down there. I don't think the baby's head down, just because of where I feel the movements. So I'm not quite sure what their pressure's coming from. It just could be from like my uterus expanding and stuff like that. So I'm also weeing more than what I was before, which again is normal, because I just think it's down to like the side, like where the baby's getting bigger and everything's like putting pressure on like my organs. So I kind of think that's normal. Plus I drink a lot more water than what I did before as well. I have a bottle of water that's about 750ml. It can contain about 750ml of water, and most days I will drink about 4 of those, I'd say, most days. So I'm drinking like an extra litre more than what I would before, which probably doesn't help with how much I need to pee, but you'll see are recommended to drink more water in pregnancy. And plus I just get more thirsty in pregnancy. Just your body's going through a lot, so I'm not surprised, but I just generally tend to feel a lot more thirsty in pregnancy. So we've got that. I get like back pain and hip pain, or like my hips ache every now and then. My back, I get back pain more, and that's generally because I usually get that if I sit in the same position for too long, if I stand in the same position for too long, or if I've been on my feet all day. So like if I'm at work all day, I generally tend to get an achy back by the time I'm finished and home. I'm also noticing that it's starting to get a little bit uncomfortable for me to get up, like down and up off the floor, if that makes sense. So I'm finding it a bit uncomfortable to sit down on the floor and then to get back up. I'm also noticing that I'm not as flexible as what I once was, so I can't lift my legs up very high because I've got a baby in the way. I can still like bend down and touch my feet just about, but it's uncomfortable. It's not very comfortable, and I don't think it's going to be much longer until I can't do it at all. I can still like put my shoes on without a fuss. But once I reach that 3rd trimester, I think that's going to become a problem. Other than that, I don't think I have any other symptoms. No, because my skin's cleared up now. I've not had any breakouts for weeks now, which I'm happy about. I think that's it for my symptoms. So I'm going to move on to a couple of other things. So the first thing is that I had my gestational diabetes test this week. So I had it on Tuesday. And for anyone who doesn't know, a gestational diabetes test is where you go to wherever it is you're told to. So I was told to go to my local hospital, and you go in at whatever time you agreed to go in at even. You have to fast for 12 hours before. So I had my test at 9, so I wasn't allowed to eat after 9 PM the night before. So you go in, they draw some blood from your arm. They then get you to drink this drink, and then you have to wait around for 2 hours, and once the 2 hours is up, they ask you to come back and you have another lot of blood drawn, and then they send it away to the lab, and the lab will like look at whatever it is they do whatever it is that they do up in the lab, and then you get the results back. So I had mine done on Tuesday, and then the next day I called up the maternity ward at the local hospital I went to, and they told me my results, which thankfully was that I didn't have gestational diabetes. So I was really happy, because I don't know, I had it in my head that because I had such an easy time last time round, like easy pregnancy last time round, and because I've been struggling a bit more with this pregnancy, that I was going to end up with something wrong like that, but thankfully I didn't. So I'm really happy and pleased that I don't need to worry about having that anymore, and that's over and done with. So that's sort of it for like the gestational diabetes. That's all I kind of wanted to talk about that. The second thing is kind of new. I think I talked about this briefly in the last update, that we have started to feel baby move, or I have started to feel baby moves. I mean like kick. I've been feeling like flutters and stuff since about 14 weeks, but I have started to feel baby kick now. But so much so that you can actually see my belly move when baby kicks me. So I've been really, baby kicks are like one of the best feelings in the world, and I love it when I get to just sit down and relax and feel my baby move, because you know it's a way to know that your baby's okay. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying that. I love the fact that every now and then I'll just get a really strong kick from the baby, and I'll be able to see where he or she is because my belly's moved, and I do love it, and I just can't wait. As weird as it sounds, I can't wait for my belly to start going crazy, and it looks like I've got an alien in there trying to escape, and that's when your belly just kind of wobbles around everywhere, and you get like really strong movements. Sean's been able to feel them. Joshua's not felt them yet, but that's because he's not patient enough to sit there with his hand on my tummy to try and feel the baby. And plus, I'll be like, oh, do you want to feel the baby kick? And then he comes over and he places his hand on my tummy. But as soon as his hand touches his tummy, he'll be like, oh, the baby just kicked me. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think that was the baby. I just think that was you. But we'll just go along with it and make you think that was the baby. So yeah, he hasn't actually felt her move properly yet, but hopefully it won't be long until he actually does, but like I said, he's not a patient child at all, and he's not patient enough just to sit there and wait for the baby to move, so he can feel the baby even. So I think that's pretty much everything for this update. My next update will be at 26 weeks. I'll be filming it at 26 weeks. I have an appointment next Friday when I'm 25+4, so I can talk about anything that the midwife talks about in that appointment next week. And that should be the appointment where they first measure my belly as well, to see how big it is, and to see that, make sure it's not, that the belly's growing where it should be. That is pretty much it for this update. Then I'm going to show you what my belly looks like. So the belly from the side with clothes on, from the front, from the other side, and then this is the side without any clothes on, to the front, and then to the other side. So as you can see, I'm pretty much looking pregnant now. I think it's very noticeable, especially when I'm wearing like maternity clothes. In my work uniform, it still can be a bit questionable because they don't do maternity shirts, so I have to wear men's shirts, so make sure they're long enough. But I don't think you can deny that I look pregnant anymore, because I definitely do. So this is my belly at 24 weeks plus 4. So that is pretty much it for my pregnancy update. I don't think I did too well in my mission to not ramble. Hopefully you've stuck around to watch the whole video for me, as I do really appreciate that. So that pretty much concludes my 24-week update. So my next update will be at 26 weeks. So yeah, I just want to say thank you for watching. Please share, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to stick around and continue on with my pregnancy journey. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it for me. Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.